Hey everyone, I'm Kimberly from gfreedeliciously.com. For today's Cooking G-Free Deliciously, I'm featuring Wildtree's February Slow Cooker Collection. These weeknight or weekend amazing set it and forget it mealtime recipes are perfect for a flavorful February to make cooking so much easier. These hearty and healthy feel-good favorites are simple, tasty, and full of flavor. And don't worry, pressure cooker lovers, we've included the Instapot directions too. When you order this month's cooking collection, you get 4 products right here with a digital meal plan that includes 8 tasty recipes for making perfect slow cooked or Instapot meals, individual grocery lists for each recipe, and 2 weekly grocery lists. So the products in this collection are our Wicked Good Slow Cooker Sauce, our Tia Rosa's Red Enchilada Sauce, Spicy Carne Asada Seasoning, and Creamy Ranch Dressing and Dip Mix. I love this bundle collection. It's convenience and cooking, healthy nutrition, and comforting foods. Okay, I know it might seem like an oxymoron. Still, convenience and cooking don't need to contradict one another. For that matter, neither does healthy nutrition and comforting foods that we can feel good about eating. So while you're searching for cozy foods as part of your resolve to continue to eat healthier in the new year, stick with me for 8 great recipes that will help you keep those resolutions for still another month with just a little time spent in the kitchen. And who doesn't love healthy, filling meals that practically make themselves? Before we get started on the recipes, as I'm talking about Wildtree products and how much I love them, I thought that this might be a good time to bring up a couple easy to remember and follow tips to help you figure out the healthiest products to buy, no matter where you're shopping. Early in my health coach certification coursework, studying nutrition, one of the things taught was how to read product labels and what to look for when looking at the ingredient list on the packaging. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm all about clean eating. And when you're clean eating, you're focusing on the bulk of your purchases being non-processed foods. But there will always be items and ingredients you need to buy pre-packaged by a food manufacturer. So knowing how to read labels to help you buy the healthy best products is a smart thing to know. My first tip is to read the ingredients on the label in the order in which they appear. Reading them in order, meaning first to last, is important because when listing ingredients, manufacturers must list them according to nutrition labeling laws in the order of their quantity. That means that if sugar is the first ingredient listed, then the product is mostly sugar. Similarly, if corn syrup is listed last, then the product contains only a little. And the second tip I want to highlight about labeling is if there is an extensively long list of ingredients, most which are chemical names that sound like gibberish, put the product back on the shelf and walk away. It's best to go for products with minimal ingredients that contain food ingredients that you can identify as food. There are always exceptions, of course, in the ingredient lists. So let's take a look at the spicy Carne Asada seasoning in this month's slow cooker collection. The ingredients listed on the label are paprika, sea salt, cayenne pepper, garlic, onion, white vinegar powder, citric acid, cumin, black pepper, dark brown sugar, lime juice powder, oregano, rosemary, ground mustard, with a note that they're all certified USDA organic. By the way, Carne Asada is a spice inspired by the classic Mexican marinade that gives dishes a mildly spicy, robust flavor. Anyway, all of these ingredients and spices, I'm sure you would agree, are recognizable. They are familiar foods and herbs that we've all heard of before. If you have celiac disease or a non-celiac gluten sensitivity, there's one more thing I want to bring up about this list of ingredients. It's about the organic white vinegar powder and the lime juice powder. You'll see those circled on the screen because in parentheses it states maltodextrin. So a question that's come up in my past is maltodextrin gluten-free? My answer is yes. The ingredient maltodextrin is gluten-free despite including the word malt, which is typically an indication that there's barley in it. Maltodextrin is a common food additive used in food production. You'll find it in various processed foods, including many soft drinks, candies, and even some beers. And it's often used as a thickening agent and therefore is also part of some infant formulas. So I reached out to Beyond Celiac, an authority on celiac disease, which routed me to a page in their website. They state that maltodextrin is typically gluten-free, even when derived from wheat due to the nature of its processing. It is generally considered safe for both those with celiac disease and non-celiac gluten sensitivity. That's a good thing to note. So among the things I love most about Wildtree products is that I can trust them as being made with minimal ingredients and the products contain only food ingredients. Every product in the lineup is USDA organic, certified gluten-free, Star Kosher, safe quality food, which is SQF certified, and peanut-free. And every product is a delicious addition to many of the recipes that I make. Enough said, because I want to get onto our slow cooker and Instapot journey of recipes in this month's collection. We're starting with a few south of the border inspired recipes. First up is enchilada pork tacos. Packed with fantastic south of the border flavor, these enchilada pork tacos are a delicious way to enjoy slow roasted pork tenderloin. The pork hangs out cooking low and slow in the crock pot for 6 hours with tomato sauce, diced green chilies, our Tia Rosa's red enchilada sauce, and some of the spicy Carne Asada seasoning. Then you'll turn up the heat for another 4 hours to make it juicy, tender, and bursting with flavor. And if you're more of an Instapot person, you can alternately combine all of the ingredients into your electric pressure cooker for 45 minutes before releasing the pressure to shred the pork with fork tongs and toss in the liquid. While this is cooking, you'll marinate a slice of red onion in lime juice and season it with a little salt if desired for garnishing on top. Then to serve it, pile that shredded pork on corn tortillas, top them off with chopped cilantro or parsley if you don't like cilantro, and a few marinated red onion slices. Yum. Next up is our chicken enchilada soup. If you're a fan of chicken enchiladas, you're going to love this recipe for chicken enchilada soup. It's creamy, warm, and oh so delicious, just perfect for a cold winter day. Begin by adding boneless, skinless chicken breasts, bell pepper, beans, diced tomato, corn, chicken broth, and our Tia Rosa's red enchilada sauce to your slow cooker. Cover it to cook on low for 6 hours or on high for 4 hours. And alternately, you could cook these ingredients in an Instapot for about 25 minutes before using the quick release to vent the pressure. When it's done cooking, you're going to shred the chicken with forks or tongs, stir in the cream cheese until melted and smooth, and then you'll serve it with your favorite toppings like sour cream, scallions, or you can always garnish it with cilantro. Next up is our pulled pork nachos. That can be a tongue twister. Hey, it's game season, by the way. Are you watching the Super Bowl this weekend? For game day or any day that you're craving easy, munchable food, make these pulled pork nachos. Shredded pork that's so tender and good, piled on top of crunchy tortilla chips, then topped with creamy ranch coleslaw. Finish them off with a few slices of pickled jalapenos and thinly sliced green onions for a sheet pan field painted with irresistible nachos to score big with your home team. You're going to start by cutting up 1 pound of pork tenderloin into 2-inch sections and season with our spicy Carne Asada seasoning. Add them to the slow cooker with a 1/4 cup of chicken broth, then cover and cook on high for 4 hours or on low for 6 hours until the pork is very tender. Alternately, you can cook the ingredients in an Instapot for 45 minutes before using the quick release to vent the pressure. And then when it's done, remove the pork, shred or dice it, and toss it with our wicked good slow cooker sauce. Next, you're going to spread the tortilla chips on a large sheet pan, top with 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, the shredded sauced pork, then another cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes until the cheese melts. Meanwhile, while that's in the oven, mix together the shredded coleslaw mix, mayo, and 1 bag of our creamy ranch dressing and dip mix. 2 bags come in each box, so you'll just use 1. For final assembly, you're going to top the baked nachos with the prepared coleslaw and your choice of desired toppings, and enjoy this crowd-pleasing favorite. Moving more northerly now, let's talk about barbecue. We've got our BBQ Chicken Chili. What? You say it's too cold for grilling? Dear hubby says never. But if grilling in bitter cold temps and snowstorms doesn't appeal to you, you'll get delicious barbecue flavor in this barbecue chicken chili. Our wicked good slow cooker sauce is the secret ingredient for making super yummy chicken chili filled with a south of the border taste. To make it, you'll add boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Use 1 15.5-ounce can each of pinto beans and kidney beans, a can of green chilies, diced yellow bell pepper, chopped onion, chicken broth, and this wicked good sauce to a slow cooker. You're going to cover it for 4 to 5 hours or in an electric pressure cooker like an Instapot for 25 minutes. When it's done cooking, shred the chicken with forks or tongs. And when you're ready to eat, serve this chili with your favorite toppings like sour cream, scallions, shredded cheese, cilantro, and tortilla chips on top. delicious. As we continue in Mississippi, where I love down-home, crowd-pleasing recipes like this Mississippi pot roast that is easy to make. Originating from a home cook living in Mississippi, the cook, word has it, never referred to the recipe as anything other than a roast. Still, as it spread among family and friends to all regions in the South and eventually to the internet, the recipe emerged as Mississippi pot roast, as it's known today. So what makes the roast unique is its ingredients. Traditionally, the chuck roast is seared to a golden brown, then slow cooked with pepperoni peppers, gravy, and seasonings until tender. You'll begin by adding the beef broth, pepperoni peppers with the brine, sliced onion, and minced garlic to the slow cooker in this recipe. Then next, you'll cut the chuck roast into 4-inch pieces, trimming off any excess fat. Then you're going to season it with our creamy ranch dressing, dip, and mix. That's where the other bag comes in. You'll heat some of our natural grapeseed oil in a 12-inch skillet over medium-high heat. Sear the beef on both sides until brown, and then transfer that seared meat to the slow cooker. Cover it, cooking on high heat for 5 hours or low heat for 7 hours, or until the beef gets super duper tender. You can also cook the ingredients in an Instapot for 70 minutes before using the quick pressure release. When finished, you're going to shred the meat with forks or tongs and serve it with your favorite sides or on a bun as a sandwich. Next up is our chicken bacon ranch soup. The soup's original popularized name came from a chicken seasoning at a fish restaurant in Lansing, Michigan. Many of you may already be familiar with the Instapot recipe derived from the viral recipe called cracked chicken, named for its addictive taste. The version I saw on Pinterest had me at bacon, so straight away it went in my I should fix this folder, and there are thousands of variations of the recipe. But you see, I never got around to make it because I have a problem with the name cracked chicken. You'll understand my objection to it even more if you Google its definition in the Urban Dictionary, which I came across while searching for similar recipes. And maybe it will bother you too. Because I like to keep up on current newsworthy topics, I watch the news, and that news has heightened my awareness of how highly addictive crack cocaine has ruined people across the nation. It increased my knowledge about this problem's destruction, how it has rippled down through not only their families, but also into their neighborhoods and seeped into our schools. Their addiction has become everyone's problem, even for those of us who live far away from big cities. And I fear for the innocent children and all of the lives that eventually that addiction may grip. That said, I confess that there was a time, even a few years ago, that the name wouldn't have caused me to blink. After all, it's meant to be fun, right? And I'm not one without humor. Still, I've grown to be more thoughtful in recent years, and making light of crack cocaine and addictions of any sort can't ever be a good idea for a recipe name. Then came along this recipe for chicken bacon ranch soup. I thought. Without coining the not to be named popular recipe, this comparable version, first of all, has a soul satisfying flavor I can sink my teeth into, or rather slurp up with a name that's much more appealing. Its hearty, creamy, and delicious flavors come together in a one bowl dish with a whole lot of yum to keep you full and satisfied. And bacon, well, yeah, okay, I'll endorse this version. And it's one that you're going to give your stamp of approval on too. To make chicken bacon ranch soup, add boneless, skinless chicken breasts into the bottom of your slow cooker. Whisk together chicken broth and some of our creamy ranch dressing and dip mix and pour it over the chicken. Then cover and cook on high for 6 hours or on low for 4 hours until the chicken is very tender. Alternately, you could cook the ingredients in an electric pressure cooker for 25 minutes before using the quick release to vent the pressure. When the chicken is done, you're going to shred it, add in the broccoli, and continue to cook for about 15 minutes or until that broccoli becomes tender. If you're using a pressure cooker, cook for 2 minutes in the pressure cooker, and you be sure to use the natural pressure release before you open that up. Then you're going to stir in the cream cheese, the cheddar cheese, and heavy cream until everything is thoroughly combined. Meanwhile, as everything becomes melty over there in your slow cooker, you're going to cook the bacon in a 12-inch nonstick skillet to your desired doneness, and then drain it on a paper towel lined plate. To serve the soup, you're going to top it with the bacon, adding extra cheese and thinly sliced scallions if desired. Enjoy. I'm sure you're going to love this recipe. To wrap up this month's recipes in the slow cooker collection, we're heading back down south with 2 more south of the border inspired recipes. First up is our Mexican cheesesteaks. Eat this saucy Mexican cheesesteak piled high on a gluten-free sub bun, or wrap the beef mixture up in a flour tortilla with sauteed onions, peppers, then pepper jack cheese for a burrito. Either way, this makes the tastiest So Good Sammy that's lip-smacking, finger-licking Mexi at its best. To make it, add 1.5 pounds of beef chuck roast cut into 2-inch pieces and 1 tablespoon of our spicy, here it is, spicy asada seasoning and beef broth to a slow cooker. Cover and cook on low for 6 hours or on high for 4 hours until that beef gets very tender. You can also cook the ingredients in an Instapot for 45 minutes before using the quick release to vent the pressure. After cooking, you'll remove the beef from the slow cooker and shred it with forks or tongs and toss with our Tia Rosa's red enchilada sauce. While the beef is hanging out in the sauce, heat some natural grapeseed oil in a 12-inch non-stick skillet over medium heat. Add the onion, bell pepper, and remaining 1 teaspoon of that Carne Asada seasoning for robust, mildly spicy flavor, and saute it for 5 to 10 minutes or until the vegetables become tender. Then you're going to assemble your subs with the shredded beef, onions, and peppers, and shredded pepper jack cheese. As options, you can bake the assembled subs at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 minutes until that cheese becomes melty and the bread is lightly toasted, or you can wrap everything up into a gluten-free flour tortilla, tucking the mixture in tightly and wrapping it up for a burrito. Next is our Pollo Asada bowls. You say asada, I say asado. Carne asada, which is English, means grilled meat. It's beef. The beef is marinated in lime juice and seasonings, hence the inspiration for our spicy carne asada seasoning. The spicy grilled meat seasoning that we're using in this dish. But for this Mexican-inspired bowl of comforting goodness, we're using boneless, skinless chicken breasts instead to make Pollo Asada. So what is Pollo Asado? Pollo Asado is a Mexican grilled chicken marinated in a mixture of citrus juices and spices like cumin, oregano, paprika, and achiote powder or paste to give the chicken its signature orange and red color. To make the dish, traditionally, you would grill it, but you can also roast the chicken in the oven or make it in the slow cooker or Instapot, the way we're doing it in this recipe. Doing it this way makes the dish super simple to make and to have it ahead of time for when you need it. In this set and forget it method for Pollo Asado, you begin by adding the onion, garlic, black beans, lime juice, and orange juice to a slow cooker. You will season 1.5 pounds of chicken breast meat with our spicy Carne Asada seasoning and add it to the slow cooker. Then cover and cook it on high for 4 hours or on low for 6 hours until the chicken is very tender. Alternately, you can cook the ingredients in an electric pressure cooker for 25 minutes before using the quick release to vent the pressure. So when the chicken has cooked, you're going to shred it and toss it with the sauce in the slow cooker. And while that hangs out in the juices, you're going to prepare the rice according to the package directions. Then to serve it, just add equal parts of the chicken and the bean sauce mixture, prepared rice into a bowl. Then toppings such as avocado, cotija cheese, cilantro, and a splash of fresh lime are perfect for making this meal an unforgettable experience. For those who cook and those who eat, whether you're cuddling up inside or going outside for snowy winter activities, if you want to make Mealtimes easy this February, the Slow Cooker Collection is full of convenience and cozy comfort for anyone faced with a too full schedule and hungry people to feed. As always, I love helping you enjoy the satisfaction that cooking brings. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of this video and supporting the companies I partner with, which allows me to create even more unique content and recipes for cooking G-free deliciously. All opinions, of course, are always my own. I'm hoping that these recipes will help keep you and your family well fed and excited to eat. And if you're looking for more inspiration, peek through the film strip located at the top of every page at gfreedeliciously.com to discover more easy recipes for cooking. Thanks again for taking time out of your busy schedule to pop into my kitchen. If you like this video, please give me a like, a share with your family and friends. Enjoy. Till next time, you're watching Cooking G-Free Deliciously.